Arvin Aguilar grew up in a quiet, humble village surrounded by rice fields, bamboo houses, and the soothing sound of nature. He was raised by his grandmother, Lola Miling, a gentle old woman who always hummed nostalgic Filipino folk songs. Arvin had only two passions in life: music and the mysterious old guitar hanging on the bamboo wall of their house. It was worn out, its wood faded and strings rusty, yet it produced a soulful sound unlike any other instrument. Lola always said it belonged to a special man, but she never explained further. One afternoon, while cleaning the attic, Arvin discovered a dusty wooden box hidden beneath old blankets. Inside, he found faded letters and a photograph, a younger Freddie Aguilar holding the exact same guitar Arvin used every day. His heart pounded. He had seen Freddie Aguilar in TV documentaries, heard stories about him in school, and admired him as a national treasure. But what was his guitar doing in their home? Arvin rushed downstairs, holding the photo, his voice trembling. "Lola, why do we have Freddie Aguilar's guitar? And why does he look like me?" Lola froze. Tears immediately filled her eyes. She sat down slowly, as if the years had suddenly become heavier. After a long silence, she revealed the truth. Arvin was Freddie Aguilar's hidden son, born during a complicated time in Freddie's life. To protect the child from public pressure, controversy, and the harshness of show business, Freddie had entrusted Arvin to Lola Miling. Arvin's world spun. Anger, confusion, disbelief, and pride collided inside him. A legend he admired his whole life was his father. That night, Arvin sat alone with the guitar. He strummed softly and felt a connection deeper than blood. He realized he wasn't just playing music, he was carrying a legacy. And in that moment, Arvin made a decision: he would enter Philippines Got Talent, not to use his father's name, but to finally embrace his destiny. Manila welcomed Arvin with chaos, honking cars, crowded sidewalks, bright billboards, and thousands of dreamers flooding the audition venue of Philippines Got Talent. He clutched his father's guitar tightly, trying to calm the storm inside him. Everywhere he looked, contestants prepared intensely. Dancers stretched, singers vocalized, bands practiced riffs, magicians polished props, and comedians rehearsed punchlines. For the first time, Arvin felt small. "Do I really belong here?" he whispered to himself. He sat in a corner, quietly practicing his original song, the one he wrote after discovering his true identity. Contestants near him noticed his guitar, asking, "Bro, that looks old, what's the story?" But Arvin kept his secret. He wanted to win through talent, not fame. Hours passed. Fatigue set in. His stomach tightened with anxiety. Then he remembered Lola's words before he left. "Your voice is a gift from both God and your father. Don't waste it." Finally, his number was called. Contestant 1842, Arvin Aguilar. His legs trembled as he walked toward the stage entrance. The crew fitted his microphone. The bright light spilling from the stage felt overwhelming, but he forced himself to breathe. He touched the guitar gently, his father's memory, his grandmother's faith, his own courage, all carried through its strings. When he stepped on stage, the judges looked up. The audience murmured, curious about the young man with the vintage guitar. Arvin introduced himself in a soft voice, trying not to reveal his nerves. Simon Cowell's expression shifted slightly at the surname Aguilar, but he remained silent. This was it. The moment that could change his life. Arvin looked into the blinding spotlight, closed his eyes, and whispered, "This is for you, Dad, whoever you were, wherever you are." Then he began to strum. The first chord echoed across the auditorium, warm, rich, emotional. It silenced the restless crowd instantly. Arvin's voice followed, gentle yet filled with a deep longing. His song told the story of a son searching for a father he had never met, a man whose shadow shaped his entire life. As Arvin sang, the judges leaned in. Simon Cowell raised his eyebrows, something rare. There was something hauntingly familiar in Arvin's musicality. The phrasing, the tone, the emotion, it reminded Simon of a classic Filipino legend he once judged on an international stage decades ago. Arvin's voice grew stronger as he reached the chorus. The audience felt each word strike their hearts. Some wiped tears. Others closed their eyes and absorbed every note. The lyrics, though simple, carried a lifetime of pain and hope. If you could hear me now, would you know my voice? If you could see me now, would you be proud of your choice? By the second verse, the crowd was fully captivated. The atmosphere shifted from an audition to a spiritual experience. Simon's usual stern expression softened into awe, the kind he reserved for once-in-a-generation talents. Before Arvin finished the bridge, Simon pressed his buzzer, early, before the performance was over. The audience gasped and erupted into applause. This almost never happened. Arvin continued singing despite the shock, pouring his heart into the final lines. When he strummed the very last note, the studio stood in complete silence, then exploded into a standing ovation. Simon cleared his throat and asked, "Your surname?" "Aguilar." "Is Freddie Aguilar your father?" The room fell into a tense hush. Arvin looked down at the guitar, then slowly nodded. "Yes, but I never met him." The judges were speechless. Simon shook his head in disbelief. "This is history," he whispered the moment Arvin's audition aired on television. The world reacted instantly. Within minutes, social media platforms ignited like wildfire. Clips of his performance spread across TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Hashtags trended globally. Hashtag hidden son of Freddie Aguilar. Hashtag PGT shock. Hashtag Simon is shocked. Hashtag Arvin Aguilar. People who watched the performance once found themselves replaying it again and again. Reaction videos poured in from all corners of the internet. Filipino vloggers cried, vocal coaches analyzed his tone, foreign reactors praised his authenticity, and even older fans of Freddie Aguilar posted emotional tributes. News outlets published headlines such as, "Freddie Aguilar's hidden son stuns the world." Simon Cowell calls it history-making. The soul of Anak lives on. As the views climbed into the millions, Arvin's life changed overnight. His phone buzzed endlessly, messages, interview requests, talent managers, music producers, and even foreign networks wanting his story. Yet amid all the attention, Arvin remained grounded. But fame brought pressure. People expected him to live up to the Aguilar legacy. Some doubted his authenticity. Some criticized his background. And some demanded he meet Freddie Aguilar publicly. Arvin felt torn. He wanted to honor his father, but he had never met the man. He didn't want to seem like he was capitalizing on the Aguilar name. With finals approaching, he knew one thing. He must prove that he was not just Freddie Aguilar's son, he was Arvin Aguilar, a new voice with his own message. Every night, he practiced until his fingertips bled. He wrote a new song for the finals, one that would define his journey. A song of healing, truth, and courage. The world waited. Arvin prepared. History was coming. The grand finale night of PGT arrived like a storm. Thousands filled the auditorium. Millions watched live from their homes. The atmosphere was electric, buzzing with anticipation. Contestants performed one by one, dancers dazzled with acrobatics, choirs belted powerful harmonies, magicians left the audience in awe. Yet everyone knew the finale hinged on one name. Arvin Aguilar. Backstage, Arvin sat alone holding his father's guitar. His hands trembled, but not out of fear, out of the weight of destiny. He had spent weeks writing his finale song, pouring into it every emotion he had never expressed. Tonight would be the night he claimed his identity. When his name was announced, the arena erupted. He stepped into the spotlight, bathed in golden light, the guitar glowing softly under the stage reflections. The music began. This time, Arvin's voice was full and matured, still emotional, but stronger, braver. His song told the story of every forgotten child, every broken dream, every silent pain. It wasn't just for Freddie Aguilar anymore, it was for the world. As he reached the chorus, the stage transformed. Screens behind him displayed images of his childhood, the village, the attic, the photo, Lola Miling's home, the guitar's history. The audience wept openly. The judges stood halfway through the performance. And then something unprecedented happened. Simon Cowell, known for strict final night rules, reached forward and slammed the golden buzzer. The entire arena gasped. The stage exploded in golden confetti. Arvin stopped singing, eyes wide in disbelief as confetti rained down. The crowd screamed his name over and over. Simon stood up, pointing at Arvin, and said loudly, "You are not just the son of a legend. You are a legend being born right now." Arvin covered his face, tears flowing. He lifted the guitar and whispered, "For you, Dad. I made it." And thus, a new chapter of music history began.